All right, let's turn now to the Winter Olympics, and there are some spoilers ahead. In the women's bobsled, Elena Myers-Taylor won the gold, and her American teammate, Kaylee Humphries, took bronze. Myers-Taylor has now won 6 medals in her career, tying with Bonnie Blair as the most decorated U.S. female athlete in Winter Olympics history. Eileen Gu, American-born but competing for China, won silver in what's known as the free ski big air event. She was edged out for the gold by Canada's Megan Oldham. As for the medal leaderboard, the U.S. is now in 3rd place with 19 medals total. Norway leads with 28, and Italy is 2nd with 23. Liz Landers has a look now at how Team USA is doing overall, including the disappointment for Ilia Malinin and a gold medal rematch in women's hockey between the U.S. and Canada.
Indeed, Amna, one of the most shocking moments was when American figure skating sensation Ilia Malinin, who's been nicknamed the Quad God and was favored to win gold, stumbled twice during the free skate, leaving him with 8th place. He posted on social media about the, quote, invisible battles that he has been dealing with, which concerned some of his fans. I'm joined now by Christine Brennan, who's been covering the Winter Olympics for USA Today. Christine, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure, Liz. Thank you.
Let's start with Ilia Malinin. He was favored to win gold in the men's free skate. He ended up in 8th place, and Monday morning he shared on Instagram saying, quote, vile online hatred attacks the mind and fear lures it into the darkness. What do you think happened in that free skate? Was it a technical issue or was it mental?
He said right afterwards, Liz, that it was mental, as he was doing interview after interview, calmly, patiently, kindly answering every question over and over again. Remarkable display for a 21-year-old who had just had the worst performance of his young career. But he talked about the mental aspect. And I've covered him through really the length of his time at the top of the sport the last 4 years. As his last skater, he had a nice lead. All he needed to do was a few quads and he would have that Olympic gold medal. And he looked so nervous. You could see it in his face. He was breathing deeply. He was looking over at his father, who's his coach, and looking for reassurance. So it was clear to me when he came out onto that ice that the pressure of the Olympics was extraordinary. And if anyone, as you watch the Olympics on TV, if you wonder how difficult is it, how much pressure is it, well, there's your answer. Because Ilia Malinin was a lock to win the gold. You know, he's been skating great for a year. He hadn't lost since 2023. So you could see how this young man crumbled under the pressure. So difficult to watch, such a tough thing, but also his honesty and the way he's handled it has been remarkable. And I think uplifting for a lot of people who are worried about him.
The U.S. women's hockey team just put up a dominant performance against Sweden. They had a shutout, 5-0. What is next for this team on their way to maybe winning a gold medal?
Exactly. Well, it is the finals. That's where we expected them to be. This really superb U.S. women's hockey team, and that is exactly where they will be now. And it's so interesting because they have won 2 golds in the up to this point 7 Olympic tournaments. This is the 8th involving women's hockey at the Olympics, and the Canadians have won the other 5. So the idea of the U.S. and Canada, it just squaring off and one or the other, probably is going to win it. But the United States a week ago absolutely dominated Canadians in early round action 5-0. That's the same score the U.S. beat Sweden today here at the Olympics. So this team has veterans, Hillary Knight, Kendall Coyne, and younger players, and they seem to be a juggernaut.
Switching to a different sport, speed skater Jordan Stoltz has been grabbing headlines after he won the 1,000 and 500-meter races, capturing gold in both of those. There was a bit of a wonky start in one of those. How did he set an Olympic record in that race?
Because he's better than anybody else, and he's peaking at the exact right moment. We talked about pressure with Ilia Malinin, and Jordan Stoltz and Ilia Malinin were both born in 2004. Jordan Stoltz is about 7 months older than Ilia Malinin. So these are young men facing incredible pressure. Stoltz had an Olympics before, so he has won games under his belt in 2022 in Beijing. And now he has become the first man since Eric Heiden to win both the 500 and the 1,000 in the same Olympic Games. And Eric Heiden, of course, did that with his 5 gold medals in Lake Placid in 1980. Stolz has 2 more events. If he goes 4 for 4, he will have achieved his great dream. Although that ice is slippery, you never know. But he is right now is truly on a roll, and I think everyone is just enjoying watching one of these superlative performances of these Olympic Games.
Despite some of these highlights that we've seen from Team USA, we've also seen some disappointments, and there's a medal count battle with the host country, Italy, who's at number 2, with Norway leading in first place. Where do you see Team USA heading?
The last 4 Olympics going up, actually, last 5 Olympics, the U.S. has had 9 gold medals when it ended, going all the way back to Salt Lake City. U.S. can get to 9 gold at this Olympics as well. But you're right. When you look at, Lindsey Vonn, whether she would have won the gold or not, but clearly that story riveting in the first few days of the Olympics. And obviously ultimate disappointment and injury, of course, for Lindsey Vonn. And then Madison Chock and Evan Bates, 3-time world champions, gold medal favorites in ice dance, did not win the gold. They won the silver. The U.S. did win the team competition in figure skating. And but there have been, again, others right now. Michaela Schifrin, we'll see how it goes with the slalom in a couple of days, but she has not won a medal. And of course, she was such a star in 2014 and then 2018, and has gone through, been so honest about her struggles over the last few years. But the U.S. is still doing fine. And with hockey and Jordan Stolz, and of course, there could be other events, the U.S., I think, is going to hang in there. But you're right about Italy. In the first few days, they actually surpassed their greatest Winter Olympic total going back to Lillehammer in 1994. So the Italians are celebrating as only Italians can. They are loving these Olympics. They are just pouring it on, getting medals everywhere from the mountains to figure skating and everywhere in between. And that often happens for a host country where you've put all that effort, the pride, the support of the home nation. It's a home game, obviously. And Italy is certainly showing that when you have that home field advantage or home ice advantage or home snow advantage, they're taking total advantage of it, and clearly having the games of the entire nation, just something that they've never seen quite like this before.
Christine Brennan of USA Today, thank you so much for sharing your Olympic reporting with us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you, Liz.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.